All right, good morning, everyone. Oh, camera's way up there. Hello. Hope everyone's having a good Friday. We're about to get into it. I'm going to start on Ebonhorn today. Hopefully, I don't crash again. Okay. Also, very good news. I know I did not stream yesterday, but let's do this. But I did actually have very good success with the VR chat Warudo converter. Anyone out there is interested in using that and kind of weighing whether or not to use it, use it. It's just going to save you an ungodly amount of time. And there's more features on the way that are coming. So can't recommend it enough. It basically will mean as soon as you have a VR chat avatar, you can make a VTuber version. That could be a pretty big game changer for people using their online personas. I mean, if anyone had their VR chat avatar and you were considering paying commissioning someone for the conversion, I would say either have them just use this tool, have the artist, or use it yourself. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, so enough with my little spiel. I might make a YouTube video on that actually. Boop. Where did we leave off the character? We left off working on the hoodie. One difficult part about hoodies is it starts to fall a lot. Just super annoying. Starts sliding down off the back because the hoodie itself, the hood itself, is literally weighing the object down. So vertex here that's broken. There we go. Ah. All right, but this is a good start. What could I do to just ensure better form for the hood? I suppose for these parts, I should add some seam taping, and I think we'll increase the particle distance. We'll say, no, sorry, not particle distance, the thickness, say 8. seam taping, I'm actually gonna turn that up even more. We'll say 30. Maybe we should decrease the size a little. The client isn't asking for us to be able to toggle the hood on and on, which is a relief. That would definitely be an extra feature. I don't think I could. Well, I mean, it seems that is going to be tricky, so I'll leave that alone for now. It's usually better to not let your grab selection just like ricochet. We will need placement for a zipper though. Turn this down. Should do better somewhere. Oh, and it fell down again. Let's turn up the friction. It's a nice, easy way to just keep things around. A little tough because I like kind of need to flip this edge around. Pull material out this way so that it's not kind of folding onto itself. That may have been a big part of why it kept getting dragged down. Okay, that's looking good. All right, let's look up some hoodies or some additional details because this one's a little plain. And I mean, you know, hoodies are plain. what I can do, let's see. Does a zip hoodie. Excuse me. So the strings on a hoodie do go up pretty far onto the hood. So they are on the hood directly. Now our hood here is technically flipped around because this is the middle. So if we wanted to put, let's take an internal line. I'm just going to add that. Should get it on both sides. That's cool. Then we'll take a rectangle, do a bit of that, and we will segment sew it onto. Oh, interesting. I was wrong. So I do want to sew it on there. That's fine. But boom. But we'll still need to move this around. This one actually needs to go. Over here. Funny. That isn't actually not what I expected. It's a very long string. Probably a little too long. So let's double click this, shrink it down a little ways. Maybe like that much. Seems better. I might actually move this line to right here, so. All right. And then this thing will definitely solidify. And we'll also add some thickness. Quite a bit, actually. Maybe like 15. We want it to rest above. I would like to make it a tube. Then how do I attach it there? Making it a tube isn't actually too difficult because I could delete this. Then all we really need to do is stitch it to itself like that. Fold. Then here, I suppose we would actually need a circle. Something like that. Then we could do segment sewing. Like that. So it might be the thickness of the points. Oops. Might be working against me there, so we'll switch it back to what, 2.5? Yeah, maybe just 5. It looks weird. Let's turn off the solidify. Maybe give it some pressure. Maybe some additional particles, resolution. Excuse me. 15. burrowed straight through that. I wonder if we could actually do like chords. Yeah. Really doesn't look super good. A little sad by that. Is there another way to do that? Piping. Does not seem to be the case. I suppose it's not too bad. Let's actually switch it to a quad optimized. That would probably help. Somewhat. Okay, here we go. Do want to make sure it is under though. That looks good. Okay. Hmm. I do kind of wish they were a little bit more like over here. So I think we will actually end up moving this over here. If I can. Is that possible? Convert to whole, clone as pattern. spring to front. And then we'll do that. Quarter, send to back. There we go. Okay. And we can move this all the way right over here. Oh, it just detached now. Funny. Alright, well, let's reattach that then. I would have wait, it is okay, something's not right with my thing. Can I reattach it? Convert to whole, so select all internal shape options. You have this. Fabric, bond. Oh, this is interesting. You can do elastic just for this one spot. Huh. All right, I'm going to delete it. And we're just going to make a new one. Then I will go to segment sewing. I'll click here. And click, click. All right, and this is pretty gigantic relative to stuff. Perfect. Okay, now we can start getting a much better placement, something like here or so. And start getting the string to drape a little bit lower. My vertices are all tangled. That's good. Okay, I like that. Partial freeze? Can I just freeze? It won't let me reset the arrangement of that one. It's just too strong. I might have to redo those manually. For now, it's a good block out. But I'm a little annoyed playing around with those. Okay. Next, we would like a zipper. So to do that, we're going to add a point. I'm going to do it right about there. So, and then we're going to click the zipper here. The zipper here. No. All right, well, we'll just do our best. Zipper from, let's say, there to just a little bit the bottom of the throat. So say enter, enter. Weird. Gotcha. And here. Oh, that zipper wants to close. Fasten zipper. More like fascinating. All right, let's actually unfreeze everything. Okay. And if we click back on the zipper, I do want to fasten it. Yeah, that looks pretty good, honestly. Um, okay. Do some more editing. We're gonna move these over. A little too far over. Cool. Actually, I like to lower the whole thing. Oops, not that. That whole thing. Oh my god. It's weird because I'm not clicking on that at all. Come on. Oh, it ended up on the inside. What went wrong there? I guess I have to literally add a point there. Not a big fan of the interplay between points and segments, so I think that could have been done better. To be honest. There we go. Nice. Okay. Looking a lot better. What do they call that fabric that's like at the bottom? Like the stretchy fabric? Stretchy hem fabric? Is that a thing I can control here? I guess I could turn on elastic. Elastic never looks very as good as I expect it to. All right, got that. Hello, Rodesca. Welcome. Hello, hello. We're working on some clothing right now. How's it going? Guess this one too. All of these we're going to offset as internal line. We'll do 15. Okay, and then right click, cut and sew. Nice. Thank you. How are your projects going? Working on anything working on anything fun? Oh darn. Let's go. Let's go back. Not too bad, lol. I laughed because I went through a really bad fever, lost 35 pounds in 1 month, and weirdly, great. Well, dang. That's certainly a lot to lose in 1 month. Maybe I want the zipper to go up a little bit further. learning Character Creator 5 because I'm doing more freelance projects faster and I'm learning the process. Yeah, it's very dangerous. Well, good. I just saw that their character creators kind of integrating or making it easy to take the character creator and plug it into the metahuman stuff, which is super exciting. Dedicated tax time is the third time it's happened to me. Dang. Oh, my cats are. Okay, they're just playing. Well, I hope you get that figured out because that could be no good, no bueno. Also, I'm still interested in converting one of your characters to a VR chat avatar. I think it'll be a little bit harder for me to find the time now that my commission queue just got filled up. But I do think it'd be a great direction for you to explore. And I'd be happy to help however I can. So I'm mostly learning the meta process. Okay, gotcha. And Real Engine's always one of those things where I'm like, it seems really good, but I'm just so entrenched into Unity at this point. Oops. I think it's due to my ADHD, a symptom of high stress and anxiety all flowing through all my senses. ADHD people are known to think with their senses. Scientists say that's why they have 5 thoughts at once. IDK. Unless someone who I feel that I am definitely a very distractible person. It's actually why I started streaming. Is just simply to keep myself focused. Let's see. I think that'll work for what we're doing there. I think I'm going to make the sleeves a little bit bigger. Have you used Marvelous Designer before? It is awesome. All right, this is looking very hoodie-like. I would like a little bit more thickness on our hood, though. I see. This one's kind of flipped up. This one's flipped down. I don't know how I would change that. There we go. Nice. All right. Just gotta get good at manipulating the fabric. All right, I think this is at a good spot. I'm gonna freeze it. Oops. I'm going to freeze it. Oh. 2 types of ADHD, inherited and trauma, or secondary. I'm not great at it. Oh. It's not too bad compared to some other like specialized software, but it's certainly faster than doing simulations in Blender, which was what I ended up doing after a while. And that got messy. Excuse me. Model everything like an old school artist. Simulation definitely has its place, but in the end, I just we retopologize, so It all ends up being a just a traditional model in the end. I don't know how these are gonna fare. Something collapse. Hello, Snardom. Welcome. It's been a while. I can create crazy designs, but I get sick of looking bad in the end. Like high polys are amazing, but the low polys suck and are ugly. Ooh. Well, reachapology is kind of the name of the game for me. It's my kind of standard way of doing stuff. Double side. Need to get better at low poly work. Make the cake. Hope you've been doing good, Snardom. Work treating you all right? So I just need to up this a little bit. Oh, these are not coming out well. I think I need to actually increase their particle distance quite a bit. Just don't want to. They don't want a tube. They don't want a tube. There we go. Now they are quite tubed. Okay, I'm going to delete these. They're getting in the way. Reach up a full character, but the clothing and shape, design, and silhouette are always a killer to me. Visual has started the new school year, but seem to have surprised new students in there. Hey, that's awesome. Hired. What about you? Life treating you well? I just recently came across a converter or a VR chat to Warudo converter, and that's been going super good. So I've been pretty excited about that. Other than that, we're working on Ebonhorn again, who's this Minotaur guy. Loads. I'll still get text stream, but I'll get there eventually. Lol. 90 and like this isn't AI. You know, it does just take time. It does just take time. Sometimes it's better to just go with where you're at rather than where you want to be. This is the Minotaur we're working on. We're making some leg and arm warmers for him and a few other odds and ends. Came out really well though. He has full face tracking, so you can use face tracking with this character. It's fully articulated. Yeah. I end up making a lot of furries for my clients. Thank you. Thank you, Snardo. All right. We're going to pause the simulation, save. We're going to do... Maybe I should weld these. Not 100% sure on that, but we'll start with this. Do file, export, obj. We're going to put it right in here. Ebonhorn. Hoodie casual, because we already have a hoodie. It's going to be hoodie casual. Save. Doop, 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 doop. Bam. Too true. One day I'll just force my way through a full character. It's hard at the moment, though. Awesome stuff, man. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I believe in you. You certainly are kicking out some cool character designs. Um, I think something that's kind of given me a lot of peace of mind lately is like, because I'm really getting into like products and stuff, trying to get things out there that are going to sell. Because VR Chat has a full marketplace now, so I've got some characters up there that are selling, and what I realize is like there's work for me, and then there's work for others, and that there's like a whole popular aesthetic and direction I can go that isn't necessarily my own, and that's kind of nice in a way because you can just go like, oh, I'm just going to use the language of what's popular and make something I feel pretty confident in selling, and in a way that's kind of it stops me from overthinking my own designs too much because I'm just focused on um, kind of researching rather than like inventing. Thanks, man. My main goal is to create beautiful cyber girls with designs like Metal Gear Cyber Ninjas. Nice, very cool. I do really love the tech gear fashion. Sorry to yawn. All right, so that was the casual outfit, and we do want it. Casual outfit, high poly. We're gonna make him here. Hoodie, casual. This is where we're gonna import. One of my students is being hush hush about it, but I think he already is making a killing with Roblox stuff. Interesting. All via Discord communities, now actual companies they set up. Interesting the new directions people can go in these days for work. 100%. Platforms, I personally think will completely replace game industry within 10 years. Uh, really love modern futuristic type stuff. Okay, heck yeah. Kitty cats. My cat's just running around right now. Um, that I would be very, I would love to get more insight from that student than Snardo because that's a I don't know much about Roblox. I'd be very interested to know what how they're getting their stuff out there. But what's interesting about Roblox is you can only sell things for like 20 cents. Like very tiny margins and revenue generated. Same here, I'll try. Crack them like a nut. I want those secrets. Where was I grabbing my stuff? 2024. No joke, I think he's under 20. He can buy a house without problems, but he won't talk much. Interesting. Very fascinating. That's so different from like when I was in college. If someone had like a bunch of success online, I feel like they were like a minor celebrity. But nowadays it's like I can understand the hesitance in sharing that info with people. I'll make 20 pennies. Cool. Cool. Make stuff worth 20 cents. Haha. Make 20 pennies. They only for them Roblox is all about scale because they have the biggest platform. It's not even a contest anymore. They just surpassed can't remember the other game. Anyway, they just kind of broke some records recently. I can't remember who they beat. But... Oh, Fortnite. They beat Fortnite recently. All right, we're going to subdivide this mesh, maybe. Should all be quad optimized, so this subdivision shouldn't be getting this slow. That must be because of the zipper. That the zipper is messing things up a little bit. Okay, so I probably need to remake the zipper with just some actual fabric instead of using this because it's kind of ridiculous how slow that was. Let's see. Okay, not too bad. I can just pop that off. Hope they don't go under for their recent spotlight in public. IDK, much about it or how bad it is, though. Yeah, it's definitely. I think that'll be just a continuing topic of conversation amongst the media, gamers, because I don't see that issue just being solved by ousting Roblox. That kind of behavior and issue is just going to continue to be around for a long time. Roblox has approximately 380 million monthly active users. I think he has released for some things that reach 20 mil. So even if it's just 20 cents, I'm not a Roblox platform fan, though. I mean, it's super limited. And honestly, in my opinion, it just doesn't allow for a lot of the aesthetics I find interesting. All right, we're going to add some cuts to a few spots, like right there. And right here. Yeah, right there. Sure. Yeah. And that's about it. We'll add these to their own vertex group. Oh, wait. Sorry, a few more. Interesting. We got some issues here. Make a vertex group called split. Assignments. Then I'm going to take this. I'm actually going to delete it because it's no good. We're going to do this bridge. Okay, very cool. Isolated that. We're already subdividing. Let's add a solidify to get some of that extra thickness. Beautiful. That's looking good. Excuse me. That's the entire country of the US. What the heck? Yeah. And I mean, at some point there's going to be some game that just everyone's playing, or at least a platform. Maybe not the same game, but the scale of these social platforms is getting insane. VR chat's not that popular, but I'd say it's in the running for maybe getting there eventually. At least I'd like for that to be the case. I wanna be riding that wave. I'm gonna make a low poly. I'm gonna turn on the high poly, and we're going to retopo. Circle of 8. So these social platforms are the metaverse Meta wanted but never obtained. I'm surprised with all the money Zuckerberg's thrown around that he didn't just straight out buy Roblox. Future scares me, and I want to go back to the 90s. There ain't no going back. You're gonna be 80 years old, hooked up to the 90s Sims. I don't know if you've ever seen Black Mirror, but there's that one episode where like two old ladies that fall in love in like a virtual reality simulator. I forget what that's called, Santa Monica or something. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it is going to be interesting. It's amazing how I think I mean I was just watching some videos today about something called the K bot. K scale. So this is super interesting. It's an open source a humanoid platform that you can build yourself. I think you have the hands that they're showing off here are like a proprietary product, but overall, the entire platform you can build, like the arms and motors and stuff, you can use it for yourself. You can even pretty much out of the box teleoperate it with VR headsets. And I just keep thinking how much things are going to change once you could teleoperate a robot. Like even without AI, if remote work became remote physical labor, that's going to change so many different things. But I love the future. So a lot of reason to be scared, but I'm also quite excited. All right, shrinking that on. Boom. Okay, that looks all right. Getting some odd issues here. Let's go ahead and save. Apply the subdivision, duplicate and apply the shrink wrap. Go into sculpt mode. Do a bit of smoothing to get everything nice and even. Black Mirror, for some reason, I dropped it because I didn't like watching documentaries all the time. Too real. Future ain't what it used to be. Wow, why do I need to go to work when I can VR work? Exactly. Exactly. I mean, it makes me. It really. I really do think that uh, that's just a great business opportunity. I've been considering making a YouTube channel of like people should do these things and make a lot of money doing them. Because you could just walk around in the States, find companies that need additional labor, bring in a robot, hire someone overseas really cheaply, and have that robot work, at least the robot work 24/7. And then you could have the people operating it work in shifts. Anyway, tons of interesting ideas there. Can you imagine when your boss is like, you didn't show up to work today, and we all bust out laughing in AI voice? Oh, hi, Pixie. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Come here, girl. No, kitty cat. Hi. What are you doing? What are you doing? Just being a cute little kitty cat? You look for the okay. Okay. Hello, cat. She got, I think the last time you came by, she had just gotten spayed. Um, and she's doing a lot better now. She's fully healed, running around. Thank you. All right, I want to encase the hood here. We're not going to be making an functional hoodie. So we'll go ahead and just clear out this spot here. Maybe one row. Then we'll take this edge. We're going to extrude it. And bam. Connect these. And connect this one. All right, so now that loops there. Hmm. Gonna lower that a little bit. And there we go. What program do you usually use, Rodeska? Is it Maya or what's your poison? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm getting a phone call. I'm gonna mute myself really quick. One. All right, I'm back. Hello, everyone. Sorry for the delay there. Talk to my brother. Why does it look so weird right there? Boom. Guess I could also run this. Hello, Skibbity Marina. Welcome. Are you like a whole marina? Like a Sea World Park? Sorry, that's a funny joke. Maybe not so funny. I'm hungry. This is not the cleanest retopology, or easiest retopology I've done. It's working, but I would like to be done soon. Okay. And here we've got this section coming out there. Got kind of this space in here. Maybe just one more. It's a lot of geometry going up there. Mhm. I wonder if I could have used my. I don't want to use that. I don't want to use that. Welcome back. We're just chilling right now, doing more retopology. Hopefully in a good spot in just a moment. Oh, keep doing the mirror mod before I'm actually done. There's more to solve. More to solve. I'll be right back. We'll grab a snack. Got some mushroom. These are quite delicious. All right, how do we want to close up the top of the sweater? Something like that. Hey, I'm clicking. Re. Okay. Okay. looking pretty good. Still getting a little complicated in this spot right here. All right, well, that's an all quad solution, that little issue. So that's nice. A little bit too much resolution. That's okay. All right, let's see how that's doing. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oopsies. Dang it. It's an unusual spot. Doesn't seem to like being there. The annoying part is we have to make the other side match too. Thank you. It's definitely getting somewhere. This one looks really funny to me. Okay. One question here. Dissolve that. We need at least one triangle, so. But if it is a triangle, we should actually be able to capture one more of these. Okay, that's about as good as that can get, I think. All right. So once again, we got our cursor in the middle. We're going to select the edge loop like so. Deselect this. 0.6 ES. 0.6. Should have switched this. 0.6. We scale it in. That gives us a nice edge in a lot of these things. Yeah. Duplicate the shrink wrap, apply it, and then one more extrusion straight down. All right, that should be good enough. I just want a little bit more resolution. Or just a little. Okay, apply again. Boom, and apply the mirror. Because now we should have... every time I apply the mirror, I realize there's more to do. Okay, let's clean up this back here. It's quite messy. Clicking. I'm clicking. Read. There we go. Also, I am on Twitch, Rodeska. I don't know if it's faster if you have Twitch, but it might be a little bit faster there for you if it's getting too slow on YouTube. Because YouTube does, I think it's just through the service I'm using, Restream. It does get quite slow there. I don't know how much of a concern that is for you. Oh, that looks beautiful. Okay. Nice little gap. It's going to take a lot of work to get that to look proper on that side. I do actually want this spacing right there. Okay. As good as that could get. Apply the mirror. All right. This one is it's asymmetrical, that's for sure. Ah, darn. It's kind of a frustrating feeling because like, oh, like I finished it. Just finished one half. I have Twitch, but can't log on at the moment. Currently on iPad. Gotcha. Okay. I've been using the iPad a lot more to do some drawing recently. That has been fun. For some reason, I don't enjoy working on like pen and paper as much as I used to. I guess I think a little bit more digitally now. So having an iPad's great. That's been really fun. I like it way more than I ever enjoyed using tablets on a computer. So you get a pressure sensitive pen soon. And apparently Blender is coming to the iPad too, so double bonus. Isn't ZBrush on there now? Yeah, that's right, it is. Okay, we're gonna do a little moving this stuff around, not symmetrical, so just this side. Yeah. Excuse me. There we go. Let's actually apply that shrink wrap one more time. Not too shabby. I'd like this to be spaced out a little bit better. It's annoying to have to keep switching to this mode. It's working pretty nice though. Okay. All right. Just a little bit more. Okay, beautiful stuff. I'm feeling a little bit more confident about it now. Okay, I'd say let's go ahead and start. Oh, one last thing. Sometimes I don't add the little edge at the bottom. Just always regret it. It looks weird when it's just a straight end. Too sharp. That in. We duplicate and apply. I'm gonna use loop tools, relax. Bring it in a little bit more. That looks okay. Oh. All right. So we'll save that. Apply the shrink. Just mute the shrink wrap for now. Now we're going to do our UVs. So, as we started with a circle of 8, we actually have a really nice break this in a little bit more. Good thing I left the shrink wrap on. Yay. Then a little bit. This time I will put on mirror. Must be the wrong brush. So. Beautiful. Okay, that was with mirror on, so let's double check the armpit on this side. And yeah, we also need to. Oh. As long as it's the same. Alright. Looks good. Duplicate, apply, disable. We're going to split the first edge, first seam edge, right there. Arc seam. Then we'll do these internal pieces right here. Seam. One, two. Mark that seam. Boom. Unwrap. Boom. Got our nice pieces because we started with the square. Boom. Boom. We can just do that. Easy. Because I'm lazy. And we're going to do a little bit more. Live unwrap. Scale. Cursor here. All right. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Doesn't get much better than that. All right. So now we're going to rename with some cheesy. This will be hoodie, casual, high, cloth. Copy that name, paste it here, rename the cloth part to zipper. And this one we'll rename to We already do have some issues right here. A little bit of intersection there. Can actually push this in a little. Get a bit more spacing. Probably need to do the same. Just kind of thicken that edge a little. Definitely here. Sorry for the shaky mouse. Just kind of, I need a new mouse. It's getting a little old. Beautiful. So there's one additional thing we need to do, which is we're baking some other objects at the same time. And we don't want them to intersect. So for the hoodie, all of the hoodies, we're going to add geometry nodes, object. I have a custom one that I've made. It's my favorite part of Blender is the geometry nodes. Super fun. But we'll add in offset. Do offset via attribute. We'll add it. Here. Take it back. Offset selection. Offset selection. That's what I want. Bam. Okay. So here, we're going to select everything by hitting 1. I'm going to move this 5 rotation, please. I'm going to move this up. And we'll rename this offset selection sweater bake. That's what it's for. Copy the selected. Okay. All right, and that'll prevent things from baking poorly. I actually need to do the same for the pants. So, boom, boom. Copy the selected. This one we're going to lower though. There. Oh, let's rename it pants. I'm going to change that name actually. It'll just be bake. Bada boom. Okay. And another. I guess I didn't get my clothes into substance yet. I got the warmers did. Did clothing in like an hour. We're being speedy today. being speedy today. I've got my general process pretty well mapped. Takes me like 7 weeks for now. For now. You'll get there. You know, it definitely is a grind. But it's worth it. All right, we're gonna copy our create a export. We might even get them textured and in Unity in a second. Hopefully. Remember what I was doing. Yeah. Visual outfit. Here. This be visual outfit. Underscore ipoly.fbx. Set. Copy that path. And here. And the same thing. FBX. Substance Painter v2. Fix this here and swap that out. Load poly. Save. Boom. And export all collections. Toads. Toads my goats. I'm gonna put my food away real quick. Sorry, I gotta jump into a call again real quick. One moment. All right, back again. Okay. Sorry to step away so many times, but duty calls, literally. So, we're gonna bake these. Okay. And this will be Evan Horn, casual outfit. Save that. Save. We're gonna do match by mesh name. Everything looks good there. Save. Actually, bake out 4K. Apply diffusion. I'll just say I'm gonna do is it's automatic delio, which almost did a good job. Hello, Arctic. Welcome. So I'm also going to go back to Blender and make sure that they all have the same material on the low poly. None of them have material, so just rename. Been working on the face some more today, still forgetting to apply my scale before enmeshing, causing Blender to file a restraining order as a result. Hey, that's looking awesome. That is looking super, super cool. Love the little muscle striations. Awesome. Let's go, Arctic. Arctic's working on a Raziel from Legacy of Kain. Raziel? Raziel. Did I bake? Oh, we're gonna bake now. And everything's busted. Cancel that. Back here, I did not UV map any of this. That's a requirement. Looking sweet. Thank you. So close. I could do. It's so close. I guess that works. Yeah, perfect. 0.6. Scale that up. Go. Export. Bam. Save. Refresh. Hmm. It's my mesh file. Oh. Oh, I lost my high poly because it swapped out the texture set. So we want to do this. There we go. Bake. Save. Bake again. Fun. Real jagged right there. So we'll want to triangulate those edges. Also, did we only bake 4K? Oh, I know. For the high poly, need to make sure our subdivision is on. Export again. Oops. Oh, shit. Did not want to do that. Shouldn't be too bad, but I added a subdivision to everything. It might crash, actually. I saw someone use pixel gradients to color their low poly models, and I just can't get my head around what they did. It looks really good, but I just can't wrap my head around what the heck they're doing with the verts on the UV map to make it happen. Witchcraft. I tell you. I do think I know what you're talking about. They have like little gradient swatches, and they can apply it to different sections of the mesh. They smooth the verts 1 pixel over, and it looks nice and smooth on the model. Interesting. Sorry, I get distracted. I think I know how that works, but I'd be happy to explain my understanding of it. If you want me to take a crack. Hmm. Some of the normals look quite odd from certain directions. A lot of it is just how shiny it is. That's weird right there. This looks really jagged right there. So let's go. Prevent our selection of those objects. Then that directory, we'll just do just the shirt for right now. Trying to find the post. Nice. So let's add a triangulate because I know what type of triangulation Substance Painter uses, and they use a fixed alternate. So we can go in here and just slice these up to get some better conforming. Love gradient texture is the only thing. Let's show this over here. Very cool. Okay, yeah, I see how that's working. Uh, videos here. So basically, just save this. And if we add, we'll add a cube, I guess. Do a UV editor. Actually, we'll do image editor. Paint, new image. And just do a gradient of some sort. Let's add white right here. Then blur it, smudge it. It's not perfect, but not perfect at all. Do I have it? Is there a gradient tool in Blender? There we go. And just smudge it back and forth a bunch. Perfect. Something like a gradient. All right. So basically, right now, if I switch to material view and we add our image, we can see that that right here, our UVs can sit on top of that image, right? So we're sampling that. Basically, the 2D version, our UV map version, it just sucks up the color from the flat version and then puts it onto the 3D version, just based on how they're deformed. But you can change how you can scale and change the UVs to change the to distort how it's getting picked up. Sorry, here you can see I'm moving. So if I wanted to say have a gradient that was going up this cube, I could just look at it from the side. I'm going to hit U, project from view, and then I can just move this over here. And I can even scale it on the x-axis to 0. So it's a little hard to see, but I'm scaling only on the x-axis in the UV space to 0. And now, wherever that is, it's perfectly sampling those spaces. So it's basically been flattened there. So when she's moving those UVs around, it's probably a side view of her character that's just been squished completely, or maybe just the boot as well. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. And the image can be whatever. In her case, she has that nice pixelated gradient, but really she's just manipulating the UVs by flattening them in order to kind of pick up that gradient fully. And so, you know, if I had just kind of in addition, split this actually. Switch this to our paint, image, paint. So if I had just say red or something, boom. I could also just grab a single face. Let's unwrap that one face and just sample it however I want. So if I wanted it to be like a solid red, say there was a single pixel that I wanted to be solid red, you can kind of break apart your UV map however you want. Anyway, hopefully that helps. That's kind of the gist of it. All right. We're triangulating, doing fixed alternate so we can see where the jagged spots are. There, I guess. It's not as many this direction. Mostly just looking at the silhouette to see where it's jagged. Not, but I think that should be a pretty solid fix right there. So we'll save that. Export. Save back to Painter. Or refresh. And rebake. Just changing the triangulation changes how it bakes. What's really annoying with Substance Painter is that it's never explicitly stated that your meshes, oh darn, I missed it. That your meshes are why did it export just the pants there? It's never explicitly stated, but Substance Painter does triangulate your mesh. So when you're painting and it doesn't look the same in game as it does in Substance Painter, it's because they triangulated the mesh in a different way. Changes how the polygons stretch and line up. Oh, all right, that is better-ish. Dang, it's still getting pretty crunched though. Seems better. Let's also get this one. Definitely something I'd be interested in learning. Low poly stuff can be really cool. 100%. 100%. It's beautiful. I was just talking yesterday or the Wednesday about how much I miss retro aesthetic, even just like 2000s games. All right, not too shabby. That crunchy right there, though. Pretty crunchy. I don't even know what I'm looking at in this little spot. Overall, it worked pretty well, though. We got a little blip there and there. Maybe just some better setup on these corners. That nice shaded look. Okay. But to start with, I'm just going to block out some of the colors. So I'll do boom, boom, boom. To the hoodie, shirt, and pants. So we're going to need to be able to separate these. That zipper was real small, real itty bitty. All right. Pants. Okay. Good stuff. Saving. Then we'll add a jeans material, fabric search. How about template flat? Take this flat, put it here. We'll add in a fill with a noise, maybe a pattern, something like that. Just scale it some ridiculous degree and invert it as well. I actually like 80. I feel like that looks pretty good, honestly. Okay. We're gonna just darken it a little bit. About there, so. And we'll also give it just a little bit of height, push it in a little bit. I think for roughness, we'll bring it down. The actual jeans will have a little bit more roughness. Something like right there. Get this nice pattern. Beautiful. We didn't do the inside of the cuff. I would like to have an edge there and up here. So let me go back and do those. I don't have a shrink wrap anymore, so we'll add that back. Same for the jeans. I'm gonna cut here. So. Interesting. I'll have a cut there. Make sure we have solid. Oh, actually, another cut would be good. Yeah, even another. Might actually push out those pockets too, because they pretty well line up with our square here. right? Nope, actually. All right. It's quite a edge. Mm, I guess what I like doing about this is like just getting the base shape in first and then kind of going from there. Is like you don't really always know what's actually going to be a problem. So better to just have a really solid, like a flexible shape to work with. I'm gonna go from there. All right. Very cool. Me working on a high poly sculpted character with reps about 350 pixels tall. I was born in low resolution, molded by it. By the time we had 1080p resolution, I was already a grown woman. I still remember when 1080p was just like getting promoted everywhere. That's how I feel about it. My old age. Looks you used to AK stuff and just think, why? Used to think 480p was high quality. I don't know how much forming I really need to do here, but yeah, I know this will help, but is it super necessary? Most of the major things I think I already got. Guess I will first duplicate apply. Just gonna spin that out a little. That should be good. Well, save. Apply. Whoa. Oh yeah, no, I do want to do that. Oh. Hello, Kabar. Welcome. How's it going? How's your day going, Kabar? This look good. Hide jeans, high poly. These two. And we should be good to go on an export. You gotta rebake though. Doing good. Just getting into the baking here. Having fun with it. I wonder what max rear distance is. Let me try that again. There we go. Excuse me. Yeah, that looks much better. Still a few more things to iron out. Where's my cat? One of them's asleep on the ground behind me, and the other's asleep on the little tower. And they're all sleepy and resting right now. Make sure to add a triangulate fixed alternate to really see how this is getting broken down. Yeah, they're a bunch of cuties. Here, this is getting quite triangulated, but we want it to hold true to the wrinkles we have. Oof, a lot of upkeep to be doing to start with that. All right, turn these two on, turn this one off. Sure, this is on. Export all collections, save. Control R, load, bake, bake. Darn. Cancel. Ugh. Yeah. Maybe that should work. All right, hoping this exports properly. $12:34. Oh, I do have a class in 30 minutes. Okay, so day is going by quick. So I'll be ending the stream in about 10 minutes. I should make a cage too. That looks a lot better though. Nice big old chunk missing there and there. It's amazing how much that actually looks like fabric sitting on top of itself. There's no gap. It's just texture. Cool. Yeah, I may go in and clean up the knees there. Big stretch there. Didn't even do the fix on the jeans I wanted to do. We're gonna add a shrink wrap. The high poly jeans. Hello, Evan. Welcome. Happy Friday to yourself. How's your day going? Just about still awake. Lol. Glad it's the weekend. Same here. Same here. Yeah, I'm ready. Feels necessary. Gonna have to redo the pants, unfortunately. Not redo them, but redo the UV map. But that should only take a few seconds. Especially because it's just the bottom pieces, top pieces that need to be redone. All right. UV map. Hmm. Interesting. I didn't expect this overlap within the UV map? Is that because... No, they're in the right order. Well, let's do this. Okay, perfect. So that's the update there. Awesome. I don't even really have to move my map, but I will move it up just a little. Okay. Turn on the high poly again real quick. Copy to selected. Let's back off. Interesting. Oh, I see. Yeah, the offset's below, so we apply the shrink wrap first. Then we can do. Then we can do copy selected. All right, there we go. Export all collections. Hands for Roblox Eben UV map. A single pixel died behind. This one still looks stretched. Hmm. Not sure which face I'm looking at. This one right here. So here's the little, this piece. It looks quite different, actually. Gotcha. Okay, that would mean it's these faces right here. Do I apply? It's this section in here. The UV map of it looks good. So maybe I should just turn off the displace. That would work. Yeah, no more stretching. Because I guess the displace would have pushed it and squished the faces. So even the UV map was the same. The sampling size could have gotten almost refracted, basically. Dang it. find it still there. Gosh, dang it. So wait, then that's not the face that I edited. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. There we go. We did it. Eben, do you have any specific colors for your hoodie, shirt, and jeans? I like the faded yellow, especially with the like sort of bell bottom kind of look that it has. They're looking good. Maybe the shirt is white though. Let's do. There we go. Might be a little bit hard to judge till everything's in Unity. But we can put my favorite up here. This gives us some nice color. Nice soft shadows. Okay, that looks pretty good. Maybe that's just slightly higher blur. Maybe come in here with that ambient occlusion. We're gonna push the darker shadows a little. It usually gives us a nice stylized look. Just a little bit softer. Okay. Save. I'm gonna have to end the stream in just a moment, but let's try to get all the pieces into Unity. Excuse me. Oh. Hmm. I was kind of hoping it would be the other way around. these. Actually, we can decide that I could just create this one. And reset again. There we go. That's what I want. Unity, or sorry, Substance does get really weird about these texture set lists. It's kind of annoying to fart around with. All right, back to Blender. We're gonna turn off the offset bake for all of these. Boom. Then we're going to create in here a new collection called Casual Outfit. Like 3 objects in here. Boom. Boom. Shirt. Pants. Hoodie. Casual. Hoodie casual gets, of course, pants. I guess jeans. And then the shirt. All right. Few things to change. First is we would like to add a data transfer to the body. This was the proxy. Vertex group like so. Generate. Copy to selected. So we did that one. Generate. Generate. Cool. That should give us updated version. All right, then we can turn on the rig. And this will be PC. All right. I do have to end it here. I'd love to be able to wrap it up a little bit more, but that's where we're ending for today. Thank you, everyone who's been hanging out. Hope you all had an amazing week. I gotta get going. I have a class to teach, a little tutoring session. If anyone else is interested in tutoring, you're always welcome to hit me up. Be happy to teach what I know. But that's what I got to go do for now. Evan, you also have a great weekend. Thanks for hanging out. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Same to you, Arctic. Gabar, thank you for hanging out. Rodeska, thank you for hanging out. Snardum, probably no longer here, but thank you for hanging out. Anyone else that's lurking out there. Hope you're all having an amazing day. Enjoy your weekend. See you Monday. Bye. Bye. Bye, Kabar. Bye.